Thank you very much. Very good afternoon to everybody. Dr. R.C. Agarwal, guest of eminence in today's program. Dr. Janakiram, Dr. Sarada Jayalakshmi Devi, Dr. Padmaraju, Dr. Suresh, Dr. Sisu Madhav, many dignitaries of the dais. I see Dr. T.J.K. Murthy, former director of the Institute. All the industry representatives, particularly those from ITC and other companies who are present. The progressive farmers who are cultivating tobacco, and other farmers, if they are present here. All the members of ISTS, the office bearers, the staff, scientists, and everybody who is from the Institute who are present today. Colleagues and friends, ladies and gentlemen, the press and media, every one of you, thank you very much. I thank you profusely because despite this heat, the high temperature prevailing today, you are here. 50% of the chairs are almost empty, and still all of those who have patience to tolerate this high temperature and you're fanning yourself with your handkerchiefs, towels, and sipping and drinking water again and again, and trying to keep your attention to listen to what is being said here. And we are giving lectures to you, and that's why I profusely thank you, and actually I apologize you for this torture that we are inflicting on you being on stage. So on behalf of everybody who are here on the stage, my sincere apology to all of you. And since I understand your problem, I do not want to give you a long speech. So let me say a few points very precisely. First of all, heartiest congratulations to all of you from the Institute who are working today, who worked earlier in the past, all of you. And also heartiest congratulations to all of you from industry and the farmers who are associated with tobacco. Because this Foundation Day of the Institute doesn't mean we have to celebrate only for the sake of Institute. Institute is for farmers, for the industry, and for the country. So today's celebration is a celebration by every one of us who are present here, and it is for everybody who is concerning tobacco, for whom tobacco matters. So, thank you very much and congratulations to you. And special congratulations to the director, Dr. Sesu Madhav, who joined maybe 1.5 years ago from tobacco to rice, and from rice to tobacco, back to tobacco. And congratulations, Dr. Sesu Madhav, for very successfully leading this institute with a vision, with a very dynamic perspective. And what I see, a futuristic approach which you presented. Though a specific presentation on the progress during past 1 year was not done, and you said because of paucity of time it was not done. But what I appreciate from your own presentation is during past 1 year, 1.5 years, tremendous progress has been made. And you know better, the presence of industry colleagues and the progressive farmer colleagues, they would also express themselves, and some of them already expressed that how institute is moving. So heartiest congratulations to you, Dr. Sesu Madhav. The second important point is that when I was Director General of Indian Council of Agriculture Research, I had to make presentations before higher-ups that why tobacco is important and relevant and why we cannot close down the institute. And while placing before them the arguments in terms of people engaged in this tobacco as a whole, in terms of trade, in terms of processing, in terms of production, that time I was told about 35 million people are linked to its total, production, processing, value addition and trade. And in addition to that, and various other arguments while I was placing, I was conscious of the fact that we need to do something, not to stop tobacco work, but at the same time, give additional responsibility to the institute in terms of something which is not existing, in terms of activities not existing in the council, or is not really focused that much in the council, but it's quite relevant in today's context, nationally as well as globally. If we want to become $10 trillion economy, and then continue to be the third largest economy in the world in another maybe 5-6 years or 10 years time, how do you really do? So, very thoughtfully, after detailed discussion, we came to the conclusion that we need to add on activities so that the activities add value to crops and commodities, so that the commercialization is facilitated. And India earns profits by way of trade globally. The economy is further strengthened. The farmers also gain in the process. The farmers who are cultivating tobacco today, they may also like to go to other crops which would be commercially viable, if not more, at least equally, as much as tobacco provides in terms of returns. Maybe more than that. This institute is not to really grow chili or ashwagandha or for that matter, castor. So the institute is to provide technology beyond production. Production is happening, the technologies are being developed by some other institutes. The varieties are being developed by some other institutes. The disease resistance breeding is happening elsewhere. For instance, chili breeding. Honorable Vice Chancellor was telling the YSR Horticulture University, they are working on chili and developing varieties. The objective was not to duplicate activities here. The objective is to go beyond certain steps ahead of what is already happening. And Dr. Sesu Madhav did mention, I will not go to details of it. How do you grade, for instance, chili? And in the process, add value. And similarly, turmeric. In terms of adding more value to turmeric, the processing and value addition technology to be refined, to be defined, to be further improvised and made suitable to small and marginal farmers, operational situations, and the process take it to the field. So this is one aspect of it. But more than that, using sensor-based approaches to enhance productivity, rather support enhancement of productivity, and also define and refine trade practices, including traceability and all that which what he was talking about. And the process earn more returns for our produce. With the traceability, with the food safety concerns adequately addressed, as you see, globally there are many concerns with regard to food safety. Whether it is Vidania, whether it is turmeric, or whether it is chili or powders in the form of masala, whatever. So the institute is supposed to do that. And there is a gap. Not many institutes have that kind of human resource, expertise and experience and the facilities to address some of those concerns, or rather many of those concerns. And I believe, as it has been planned, it would be done. For instance, he cited the example of the castor oil. We export. We earn 5,000 to 6,000 crore rupees. And we take pride in telling that we are exporting castor oil. China imports add value to the extent of 900 times, as I am told. If not 900, several hundred times they add value. And then we purchase those value-added products from them for our industry. So why we cannot develop technologies for value addition to that level, and so that we can also earn huge profit? Economy will not grow otherwise. We can't sitting here and selling raw material and huge quantity of raw material and claiming that we become 50 trillion US dollar economy in 10 years or $10 trillion US economy in 5 years or 6 years. That will not happen. We have to continuously look for opportunities for that to happen. So Dr. Sesu Madhav and all the colleagues who are sitting here on this day, we must very seriously brainstorm that what we need to do. There are few things which we discussed and you presented, but that may not be all which is visible. That may not be all. There could be many invisible activities and products and processes which need to be really developed for the sake of creating wealth. How do you create wealth? Create wealth for the country as a whole, create wealth for industry, create wealth for the farmers, and create wealth for the scientists who are developing technology and IP, the intellectual property, and create wealth for the institution. As a whole, creating more wealth. And that would be the objective of a commercial agriculture. And commercial agriculture, today we have defined 4 or 5 crops and commodities, and tomorrow there could be addition of another few, depending on how you expand and how many people you have, how much expertise you build over time, and we need to really plan it out. And as it was said, and Dr. R.C. Agrawal has been emphasizing from the morning, and also Dr. Padmaraju also mentioned how cooperation, collaboration is so crucial in today's context. So Dr. Sesu Madhav, because you have invited all people concerned here, not just to sit on the dais, but to build future collaborations. And you have to go beyond, certainly depending on the requirements and your arena that you have to deal with in commercial agriculture. You know, in that arena, the institute may not have much expertise. And you have to really hunt for that kind of expertise elsewhere, as it was said. And I have to re-emphasize this and build productive partnership, not only with other institutions of eminence, but also with industry further. The corporate social responsibility funds should be plowed back to this research based on partnership so that we build tomorrow's India, productive India, wealth, huge wealth created in the country by way of this kind of partnership. And can we really take this resolve beyond today? And the next 1 year, when we meet in the next Foundation Day, we see many such productive partnership by way of funding from the industry. Today we are talking about tobacco industry, but why not chili or other spices industry, or secondary metabolite or secondary agriculture produce industry, secondary agriculture product industry, and whether it is castor or something else. And I believe we have plenty of opportunity to do. And with Anya, you have a whole lot of different industries, the wellness industries, the functional food industries, and so on and so forth. And I believe, sky is the limit. And today, since time is limiting, and I have taken more time, it's already 1:33. And we were supposed to finish at 1:30. So without taking any more time, and we'll discuss many things. We're discussing science and what to do and very specific things and target setting and all that. To succeed, what we need to do, leadership and also everybody concerned need to really do and follow the fundamental principle of management, and that is target setting. If we do not know target setting with timeline to achieve those targets, we will not move anywhere. And for that, we must create a database of what we have done so far. We keep publishing documents and keep releasing documents, and you will find some of the things which were done 20 years ago, we might be repeating today. And it is high time, Dr. Sesu Madhav, we create database of what was done 75 years ago, what was done 50 years ago, if you have record of that. And record keeping is so important. In the past, you had excellent biochemists. They have done wonderful work. And we may have so many things to learn from that. And that database would help us in having AI-driven technology development in the future and AI-driven decision-making in the future. You don't have to do much. Feed that data in, and you will have decisions coming out of AI artificial intelligence and, all that, Internet of Things and whatever you use, machine learning and then blockchain technology, everything can be applied if you have data. And data analytics is very important. Whether you have expertise or not, you have to build that up. So I believe that that is very, very important. And if you do not know the past, your target setting would be seriously flawed. And if you do not know the demands of the market, demands of the industry, and demands of the trade, global trade, if you do not have that artificial intelligence with regard to market, you will seriously fail in target setting. And that is very, very important. And once you set your target, how to achieve this, and setting all those detailing and then monitoring and the implementation and monitoring, and that's very, very important. These are all fundamental principles. And incentivization and disincentivization of the progress and then achievements and all that as an important component of management principle. So I believe this fundamental management principle I would emphasize today that need to be really taken care so that this institute moves at a much faster rate than what it has been doing so far. 103 varieties have been developed. And I had a chance to work on some of these varieties and, by way of our collaboration and all that. Different types, and you said 18 different types or whatever. And, why they differ? Why they differ? They are same species. Why they differ? By way of a domestication, why they differ? And what all targeted changes that you can bring about? You say you are working on genome editing. Editing the methylome component of the genome to have a faster adaptation and further improvement of different adaptive types in order to improve their properties, and whether it is through epigenetics, not genetics. You need to really, there are many things, and I don't want to really take more time and then trouble you. That's what I said. I don't want to inflict more damage to your delicate system because of this heat. So profuse thanks to all of you for coming here. Thanks to my colleagues who have given wonderful ideas out of their rich experience. So once again, congratulations. And thanks, Dr. Sesumadhav, for inviting me to be here on this occasion and to give some of my thoughts. And there are many things to talk about, and we will keep discussing. And thank you very much. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. We all know that he is a visionary leader and such a personality who doesn't need introduction. Dr. Mahapatra ji worked for more than 6 years from 2016 to 22 as Secretary, Department of Agricultural Research and Education, Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India, as well as the Director General of ICAR. During his tenure as DG, ICAR, the country witnessed significant jumps in many crops. He has more 30 years of service experience, including 10 years in research management. He carries with him rich experience in the matters pertaining to international agricultural research and development. Thank you, sir. We will certainly follow your directions in our future course of action. Thank you, sir, for gracing today. We come to our felicitation ceremony. I request Director Sir to felicitate the dignitaries as a token of respect. I request Director Sir first to felicitate the chief guest of today's program, Dr. Trilochan Mahapatra ji, Chairperson PPVFRA and former Secretary DARE and DG ICAR.